Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And today we're doing another episode of Guns N' Roses True Stories. So the song we're talking about today is the song Better from their sixth studio album Chinese Democracy, which came out in 2008. Now, this song, even though a lot of people think it was released as a single, it was actually sent out as a second radio promo from the album after Chinese Democracy, the title track, but it was not commercially released as a single eligible for international sales charts. So Better was written by lead vocalist Axl Rose and former Guns N' Roses guitarist Robin Fink somewhere between 2001 and 2007, before the band headed out on tour in 2006. By that time, the song had already been recorded. However, most of the parts that the drummer Brian Mantia had played were actually edited by their drummer Frank Ferrar. And prior to the song being released as a single, Better had been played live by Guns N' Roses extensively on their Chinese Democracy tour in 2006 and 2007. In fact, the first concert that they debuted the song was on May 12, 2006 at the Hammerstein Ballroom. And over the years, it's been played a total of almost 400 times during concerts. So on February 16th, 2006, Better, along with the song IRS, was actually leaked onto the internet. So IRS, the full demo track, was actually leaked on the internet, while a 1 minute and 20-second preview of Better was leaked onto the internet. However, almost immediately, Guns N' Roses management descended on the web, requesting the removal of all links and references to the files, including the song lyrics. So IRS was first played on Eddie Trunk's radio show back in 2003, but it never became released in an MP3 format until April of 2005. The song was released in several parts and then one longer part. However, the quality was not the best, but it was a genuine Guns N' Roses track. Guns N' Roses manager Mercurialis actually ordered a cease and desist order on the track, and the new IRS leak in 2006 was a full-length, high-quality demo, and it is unknown whether Merck's knowledge of the event is. So the track Better is a track that had been mentioned by Axl in interviews prior to 2006 as being one of his personal favorites, and features industrial elements as well as more Guns N' Roses-esque style. So the release of these songs was a welcome sight for Guns N' Roses fans who had been waiting for Chinese Democracy for almost 10 years. We've also had some of the band members comment about playing on the song. So Richard Fortis in 2014 commented on the song saying, "I was adding to ideas that were already there. The entire record was written when I joined the band, except for I wrote the chorus to Better." And then he also said Robin wrote the main riff, and which is also really interesting harmonically. And then Bumblefoot said in 2014 that in Better I actually did these background bluesy riffs in the second verse right before the second chorus. I did some fretless stuff about the big bridge before the last choruses. So in almost a year later, after the 1 minute and 20-second version of Better leaked on the internet, some radio stations were playing the song in its entirety all across the country. And it was kind of confusing because Chinese Democracy hadn't been released yet. The song hadn't been issued as a single. So where did the Guns N' Roses leak come from? So Dizzy Reed weighed in and he said, "Here's what I know." He said, "We were doing a commercial with Harley Davidson. Harley was going to do a version using Paradise City and another version using Better. Their website even had a version up for like one day with Better, but the version of Better that they had was an unfinished, unapproved demo. That's why it was removed. The version that's getting airplay is that demo." Our understanding of how that happened is that an experimental edit using Better in place of Paradise City was somehow accidentally mislabeled as the Paradise City Harley Davidson video commercial and was inadvertently released on the internet. We believe the leak came from the source tape and someone with access to it. So for the record, absolutely none of the songs that have been leaked have come from the band or our organization. None of the songs that have been leaked are anything more than demo versions, works in progress, and they're not final mixes. He also went on to say it's really frustrating working on something as hard as we have and then having it wind up on the internet before it's finished. Hearing a demo on radio really sucks. So Axl did an interview following the release of Chinese Democracy, and he was asked, "Can you name some of the songs that the band really nailed?" And one of the songs he revealed was Better, and he said that the final version of Better didn't really stray too much from the original demo. So in 2008, Rolling Stones put out the best singles of the year list, and Better actually made that list. So it was ranked as number 19, and they said, "Is it a love song or a career confessional? No matter, a welter of power chords and Axl Rose's banshee howl render such questions moot." So the song actually charted as well. So when Better was released, it charted at number 18 on the US Billboard mainstream rock charts. And the song was reasonably well received by critics. So the critics had this to say: Consequence of Sound had written, while there's an industrial-like swagger that's prevalent in Chinese democracy, the bite and harmony in classic GNR, in fact, this might actually be the best song on the record. Out of all the 3 singles released from the record, it had been considered to be the lead single. Rolling Stone concluded, like Chinese democracy, better feels like classic Guns N' Roses. Rose's growling croon in verses could have floated out of Use Your Illusion sessions, and the song was officially released as a single on November 17th, 2008. And Stephen Hayden of Grantland.com stated the song is the album's catchiest track and the poppiest song in the GNR catalog next to Don't Cry. And then the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame blog listed the song as one of the 10 essential Guns N' Roses songs. Now, as you guys know, Better was released on Chinese Democracy back in 2008. It had been one of those Guns N' Roses songs that had leaked a few years prior. Now, after Chinese Democracy came out, some people were wondering, is Axl going to be releasing music videos to coincide with the album? Because Guns N' Roses were really well known for creating these grandiose music videos. And Axl did some fan chats back in 2008 in December. And the first way it actually came up was that a fan thanked Axl for playing Rocket Queen in Melbourne a couple of years prior. And Axl said that, I think it's in the Better video, not sure if we cut it. And then later on in the same chat, a fan had asked Axl if they're going to be releasing any more music videos or any music videos for the album, and he revealed they'd be releasing one for Better in about a week or so. And then, a week went by and nothing was released. And like a lot of people in the Guns N' Roses fan community, people weren't surprised by this because Chinese Democracy took so long to come out. the video is going to take forever to come out, people thought. And then a few weeks went by after the open chat, and it was December 31st, 2008, and the topic of why the music video hadn't come out was being debated on the MyGNR forums. And then at that time, Fernando, who was working for Axl Rose, basically went on the forums and replied to the thread by saying, "Tell Lars to okay the vid and it's done," LeBase wrote. "That's all that is pending." So Fernando was referring to an appearance that Lars makes in the actual music video for Better. If you guys didn't know, Lars actually joined Guns N' Roses on stage back in 2006 at a show that Guns was playing in Auckland, and he performed Out to Get Me with the band on stage. And there's actually a scene from the Better music video which leaked, which we'll talk about in a bit, where you can actually see Lars and Axl embracing each other backstage. And then within a couple of hours of Fernando actually writing that, his post was basically pulled from the thread, and the assistant's son appealed to fans to calm down. So he said that this post was meant as a fun comment and not to attack Lars, he told blabbermouth.net at the time. And then an official statement from Guns N' Roses soon followed, basically saying Lars isn't holding anything up with the video, the band's representatives insisted. The message board comments were meant casually in fun and amongst friends. Unfortunately, someone may have taken things a bit out of context and made them into a bit more than they actually were in reality. Our apologies to anyone who's been confused. We hope to have the video out shortly. So about 3 weeks went by and still nothing had been released by the Guns N' Roses camp or the record label. And then Lars was actually interviewed, and he confirmed that he appears in the Guns N' Roses A Better video. So he was asked whether he knew he was being blamed for holding up the video. Ulrich responded, "I've heard about this, yes. There was a couple clips of me in the video and they asked if I would sign off on it. When it got to me, I signed off on the one clip. I don't know where the rumor came from. I'd love to be in a Guns N' Roses video. It's my favorite song on the record. I think it's a great song," added Lars before the band's concert in Milwaukee. He said, "I can't wait for the video to come out. There's a shot of me and Axl embracing backstage at some concert, and I signed off on that, and hopefully it'll make it into the final cut." So about a month or so later, Axl did an interview with Billboard.com, and he was asked once again, "Are you planning to make any music videos for Chinese democracy?" And he revealed, "We're finalizing a video for Better and writing a couple others now. Over time, ideas have been tossed around, written up, or submitted, but that was then nothing we'd ever come up with, or at least the approaches so far felt right." He said, "We've been discouraged from making a video all along by Interscope, up until Best Buy requested one after the release. And basically, after Best Buy requested one, Interscope came up to the Guns N' Roses team and said, 'Where's the video?' And that took everybody off guard." So as you guys remember, Best Buy had the exclusive rights to sell the albums in their stores when the album came out in November of 2008. And eventually the video was just never released, but it wasn't until September of 2012, almost 4 years after Chinese Democracy came out, that a work print version of the video leaked on the internet. And I've linked to the work print version if you guys want to check it out. It just features a lot of footage of Guns N' Roses backstage, on stage, and basically it's all taken, as I understand, a lot of it's taken during the summer tour that Guns N' Roses was doing in Europe, as well as in the US back in 2006. And then here I am sitting in 2017, almost 9 years since Chinese Democracy came out, and we never had a music video released. And the final thing I want to leave you guys with is that the music video was directed by Dale Rage Restaghini. And if you guys look him up on Wikipedia, he's directed a bunch of different music videos. It seems like he's done a lot of hip-hop music videos, and we know Axl's a big fan of hip-hop and rap. So that does it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. A big thanks to Jeff once again. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw, and make sure you subscribe to my Guns N' Roses channel for all things related to GNR, whether it's news, previews, concert recaps, you name it. And be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to my social media pages are down below in the description box. And as always, leave me your comments down below and I'll be happy to reply to them. So take care, guys, and have yourself a good day.